Hi, everyone. We are here with Jeni Rossow of Courthouse Swim up in Oregon. Jenny, how are you?
I'm great this morning. It's a beautiful frosty morning.
It's frosty over here in Indiana too, that's for sure. Awesome. Well, can you tell me a bit about how you got started in swimming?
Wow. I started really young swimming, just doing competitive swim after I learned how to swim. And
Mhm.
then at 15, I started teaching swim lessons. At 16, I had to stop swimming competitively. Found out that I had a hypercardiomyopathy,
Okay.
which is a very large heart muscle.
Yeah.
And then I just continued teaching and moving from there. Taught a USA team for a couple years until they changed a whole bunch of rules in Oregon, and my pool didn't qualify anymore.
Mhm.
So we just have a lot of swim lessons, and I funnel all my kids into the other USA teams in Salem.
That's really cool. And
Yeah,
this is just me being curious, there are USA swimming rules that prevent you from using pools in Oregon?
no, Oregon has their own organization. It's called
Okay.
Oregon Swimming.
Yeah.
And then we have, our Ask Us stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Oregon Swimming wants all pools to be able to host swim meets.
Oh,
And I cannot do that because all my pools are shallow.
yeah.
They're all 3 feet at each end and 4 feet in the center.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So, yeah, it was very unfortunate.
Yeah. It's very like it feels very like limiting and like only going towards people that can really afford to do it instead of allowing
Yeah,
everyone to enjoy swimming
yeah, it was sad
competitively.
for me because it was really, really sad because due to the lack of pools in my area, I was like,
Mhm.
I miss those kids watching them advance. But the Y built a new YMCA. They have a beautiful pool. They use that one. We have a university that also has a USA swim team, and the Y also runs that one
Okay.
through one of our universities here in Salem.
Well, that's good at least, and there's still some
Yeah,
competitive swimming around.
yep. No, it's good, really good.
Nice. Well, so how did you get into starting lessons at 15? Like, why did you choose to start?
Wow, my grandmother taught swim lessons. She was also a lifeguard, and so I just started teaching because I love it. I wanted to be able to give back to the sport because I loved it so much, and that got me going. And I'm still doing it at 58.
I love that.
Yep, still
So,
rocking it.
when you continued with your swim lessons into as you got older, what made you choose Swim America for your lessons?
I absolutely loved how their program was written. When we found this in 2000, that's when
Mhm.
we started Swim America. I loved how it was written. Kids could progress at their own level. It was amazing. And it's easy to teach my staff how to teach it. And the really nice thing is they don't have to get recertified every 2 years like you do with
Definitely.
other organizations. I just keep educating them with new education materials that I get from you guys, which is amazing.
Awesome.
So,
Well, so you run your lessons out of club fitness or fitness clubs.
go ahead. Yeah,
How does that work for you in comparison to if you were renting out just like a park district pool?
I think that's a really, when I read that question, I've been trying to process it for the last week. Um, we're a family-based club, so we have a
Mhm.
lot of kids. We have a lot of other kids programs. And so it really helped me build the program, having the club fitness, the courthouse fitness there with their pools. So I don't, that's one positive. I don't have to rent the
Mhm.
pool. I don't
Yeah.
have that overhead, which is really nice. And that's why my program's successful in Salem. If that's such a good question.
Thanks. Have you had any challenges working in courthouse fitness? Like, do you have kids that stop doing lessons because they go to like a different program and do something else instead? Or have there been any challenges with your lessons?
No, I have a really unique setup with my program. We're auto deduction. So
Okay.
when they sign up, they continually pay for their lessons and they could do it for 3 months, 6 months, 1 month. however they want to do it. They just
Mm.
fill out the drop form. So we stopped doing auto deductions. So they always have a place to swim.
Okay.
And then the other unique thing is that they get to book their lesson according to what night works best for them. I just make sure that I have the staffing for each one of my levels to be able to plug those kids in.
Okay.
So,
How does
yeah.
your how is your lesson structure what does your lesson structure look like then? If you have people that can pick when they want to do their lessons, how do you
hmm
set them up?
We still have all the levels set up according
Hmm.
to Swim America, where we've got 1 through 10. They will go ahead and book, and then we plug them into their level because we know where they're at. When they
Okay.
pass, we keep record so we know when they pass. So I know, hey, Joey is now a level 3, and they picked 5 p.m. Yep, I've got room, or no, I don't have room, so I got to pull in another instructor.
Okay.
So I just always make sure that I have enough staff. And
Yeah.
yeah, staffing these days has been very difficult to find, but it's it's happening. At least I always have enough.
No, and that's the most important part is at least having enough for the people who really want to have
Yes,
lessons.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So if, say, little Sarah wants to do lessons every single day of the week, she could.
She
So,
could.
okay.
Yes, because they're allotted 5 vouchers a month
Hmm.
for their 45. We charge $45 a month. They get five
Hmm.
vouchers. They can pick what night they want to swim and what club because we've got 5 clubs.
Okay.
So maybe they're doing soccer on the opposite end of town and they want to do swim after soccer. They can book that night as long as it's before 3 p.m. And then we have time to build our rosters for that night.
Oh, it's very interesting. So, how do
Yeah.
you go about training your site supervisor so you're confident that your lessons are running the way you want them at every location?
Well, they're staggered. So I
Okay.
don't have lessons that, we have a couple of clubs that run the same, but I have those deck supervisors are certified. Um, and I'm just extremely confident in all my staff. It's just, they're great. I've found really good staff that run it to the T, and that's a great experience for the family and the kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any particular like training or things you do when training that you love, are always going to do, never should change?
Training instructors or deck supervisors.
Instructors or site supervisors, whichever, or both.
Yeah. The system that you guys have created is amazing. So I follow that. And then also, the other thing that I've added is my staff, once they're trained, I actually have them team teach
Okay.
with another veteran instructor with all the kiddos so that they get more confidence with having kiddos in front of them.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Awesome. Well, what are some pieces of advice you'd give to any new programs that are opening?
I saw that question too. It was like, oh,
It could just even
it's,
be like a simple like word vomit. Just like these are all the things that I need to
you
do.
know,
You should do too.
it's, I want to make sure that the staff that I hire are excited to work with kids and they want to have fun with those kids because
Hmm.
that's a key to
Yeah.
getting a child to grab those skills and run with them, to see that
Hmm.
light bulb go off. And when I have instructors that can click that light bulb in a kid, that's what makes it exciting for me. Every night when I'm there, it's like, oh my God, that's so exciting. The little light bulb went off. They get to stand on the deck, they ring their cowbell, and we move them to the next level. So
Yeah.
they love that.
I love that. And how do you go about finding your staff that you know or that will have fun with the kids? Like, do you hire through Courthouse Fitness or do you
We do.
hire?
We hire through Courthouse Fitness. All staff that work for Courthouse are Courthouse employees.
Okay.
Um, we do group interviews once a month. This month, it's going to be probably 3 times this month. But we do group interviews so I can see how people will interact with other people in these group interviews. Because one on one, you never really get to know a person, but
Hmm.
group, you really get to know somebody.
Yeah. And do you do group interviews of multiple interviewees, or is it multiple current staff members interviewing one person?
It's the HR manager and myself
Okay.
that we would interview those swim people that have filled out the application online. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So if you have three people apply at the same time, you have yourself and the HR manager talking to three people.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's cool.
So,
I think it's an interesting way of going about it because as a lot of other programs we've talked to, like, are hiring their high school swimmers, their club swimmers, like whatever it may be, and
yeah.
they know them. But if you're hiring outside, how else are you supposed to get to know a person unless
Yeah.
you're
Not
given the
having a
opportunity?
swim. Yeah, exactly. Because not having a swim team on site, I don't get that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But the fun thing is kids that are going through my program, because I've been with Courthouse for 38 years,
Okay.
and kids that have grown up in the program and now they're 16, 17, 18, they're coming and applying. And I've
That's
gotten
really
to know
cool.
those kids. So that's really exciting when I get that to happen.
That's really exciting. I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Makes
Awesome.
you feel old though when someone you taught how to swim is bringing their child to me to now swim.
Yeah, I started coaching when I was 15 as well. And so some of the kids that I was coaching that were 8 or 9 or 10 are now about to be high schoolers. And I'm like, how are you? No, you're not high schoolers. Like,
You can't be. That's not right.
no, I'm like, and I'm 22 years old. I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is weird.
But the great thing about the pool is it keeps us young,
Hmm. It
and
does.
it keeps that spark from working with 6 month old to 80-year olds. I love that world because I get to work with all ages.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate
Oh, it's my pleasure, and it's so exciting to finally see you. We email all the
it.
time. It's nice to meet
Yes.
you.
No, it's so exciting to actually meet you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
thanks.